Argentina. It's actually a very large country. It's the 5th largest producer of wine in the world, and it's renowned for high altitude, low rainfall, and its association to the Andes. Mendoza is the most well-known region within Argentina, and the Uco Valley, again, a very special place within Mendoza. Mendoza produces about 60% of all of Argentina's entire production, so obviously it's a very important region. And the Uco is where you find some of the highest altitude wineries and vineyards in the world, up to 3,000 meters. Crazy stuff, especially if you consider that Mount Cook is about 3,500 meters. Do you have to go to work with oxygen masks on? Crazy to think about that. Anyway, the variety that Argentina probably champions, its signature variety, is Malbec, which the French brought to Argentina. Argentina tends to be a very European country. There's a lot of influence from Europe there, and they brought Malbec, and that just excels in the region. Those high altitudes giving freshness, achieving cool climate, and what you're having is the variation in temperatures. You're having extreme temperatures in the day, often up to 40 degrees, but then very cool nights, down to 10 degrees. So we call it diurnal fluctuation, the difference between the nighttime and daytime temperature. Low night temperatures means you retain acidity, gives freshness, as well as those higher altitudes. It gives purity in wines. Argentina was renowned for almost drinking all of its own production before the 1990s. In the 90s, they decided they wanted to export more. So we've seen a revolution in quality occurring in Argentina since the 90s. And they were renowned for flood irrigation. So that means they'd channel the water coming from the Andes and literally flood the vineyards, which means that you use a lot of water. And also you can't control the amount of water you're applying to each vine. Since the 90s, there's been a revolution towards quality because they want to export their wines more. So you've seen a movement to channeling of those waters. Furrow system is what they call it, but also now you're seeing drip irrigation as well, mostly in all the top vineyards, because there's such an emphasis. And the other thing about Argentina is it's a region with very low rainfall, very low disease pressure from fungus, and from pests either. So a lot of organic producers and even biodynamic in Argentina.